All right, so this is going to be another Greek myth about Sisyphus. Okay, and the man who told a lie. Remember that Greek mythology tells things in nature and also teaches lessons. Okay, so have you ever told a lie and thought you'd get away with it? Now you're going to hear the story of Sisyphus. When Sisyphus lay dying, he schemed, which means he came up with a plan with his wife to trick the god of the underworld, Hades. He says to her, "Do as I tell you, and I'll come back to life." He said that to his wife. After Sisyphus died, Merope put on her prettiest dress and threw a party. That's his wife. "I'm glad he's gone," she said, and she told all her friends, "I really never liked him." Meanwhile, Sisyphus stormed up and down in front of Hades' throne. "See how she treats me," he said to Hades. Sisyphus complained, "No proper burial and no funeral feast. Please send me back to punish her." So again, he came up with this lie with his wife and Merope and said he'll come back to life. So she pretended to hate him and happy that he was gone. And then he complained to Hades and said, "Send me back. I'm going to teach her a lesson." Now Hades did as he was asked, though he told Sisyphus to come straight back. Sisyphus promised he would, but once he found his wife, they rejoiced and said, "See," Sisyphus said, "we fooled them." Mwahaha. Sisyphus and Merope lived for many, many years together, but no mortal lives forever. And so when Sisyphus again found himself in the underworld, he hoped his lie had been forgotten. But it hadn't. Hades doesn't forget anything. "I've been waiting for you, Sisyphus," Hades says. "I have a task for you. See that boulder? When you when you have pushed it to the top of the hill, you may leave here forever." Sisyphus put his shoulder to the rock and pushed. After a very long time, he reached the top of the hill, only to have the boulder roll back down. Now Sisyphus spends eternity rolling the boulder up the hill and watching it roll right back down. It will never stay put, and Sisyphus will never leave. So whenever you're tempted to lie, remember, you should always tell the truth. All right. So now we're going to talk about Demeter. Demeter was beautiful. She had golden hair and it looked like grains. Demeter braided her hair. Braids show the connection to nature. Her braids looked like dried wheat. She had large brown eyes. She wore a golden dress. The dress was the color of the wheat harvest. Demeter chose not to marry. She didn't have a husband, but she had several people who she dated. She had several children. Her children had different fathers. Her favorite was Persephone. Zeus was Persephone's father. Demeter was an independent woman. She did whatever she wanted to. She didn't need men to make her powerful. She had her own powers. So again, what is Demeter's symbols and what do her dragons do? She had dragons. Demeter had many symbols. She carried sheaves of wheat, and sheaves are bundles, by the way. She had a cornucopia. This is a container. It's shaped like a goat's horn. Remember, we talked about this before, and it held grains and bread. Demeter liked pigs. She was the goddess of pig farming. Mortals gave her pig's blood. They thought it made the land more fertile. Demeter had many weapons. She had a long golden sword. She was called the Lady of the Golden Blade. She carried a torch. The torch helped her find her kidnapped daughter. Demeter had dragons too. Her dragons had wings. They were called Demeter's dragons. Demeter used her dragons as guards. She had them serve her. She had them pull her chariot. A chariot is a cart with two wheels. And again, here's her dragon. All right, and then we're going to talk a little bit about Dionysus, who is the god of wine. And here, let me just go full screen here. And Dionysus is a god of wine, and again, he is called Bacchus in Rome, and in Percy Jackson, he is Mr. D. Mr. D for Dionysus. Okay, and so that's a little bit about him. Just that he is the god of wine. All right, so there's a little bit more, and again, for the rest of the time, I would like you to go into storyboard that and think about some of the stories we've been telling in Greek mythology and see if you can make one up. And then you can put it on the Padlet like we did. All right. Have fun. I miss you.